Hi, this is day 13 of your online Christmas yoga advent calendar with me, Kath. So if you can take me seriously, today we're going to be looking at when you step through from down dog and you step your foot in between your hands and ways to work towards allowing that to happen. So let me just show you what I mean. So you're in your downward facing dog. And then I often cue to lift up the leg simply so that you can get momentum to come forward. So what we're aiming for is placing the right foot in between the hand. But as you can see, that's a really big movement. And it involves a lot of hip flexor mobility, hip mobility. It helps if you have longer arms. So there are loads of different things we can do to work towards this action. So let's start off by coming into downward facing dog, lifting up the right leg, and then we're bringing the knee forwards. Bring it as far forward as you can, push into the hand. So as you can see, if you really push into the hand, it gives your foot more space. So my foot only really wants to go that far. So you can be anywhere along here. So you might find that's where, when you step forward, the foot stops. So if that's happening to you, it could be that you need to get more length in the arm. So as you come forward, round the upper back, and then also that momentum of the flick. So a good way to work towards this action is to lift the right leg, bring the knee forward, but take it out actually to the side. So aim for your right elbow, the outer edge of your right elbow, and then place the foot to the side of the mat. That's one way, as you're practicing, to bring the foot further forward, and then you can come up for your warrior one. So let's give that a go, see if that feels easier. So you're lifting up the leg, aiming it for the right edge of your mat as far forward as you can get it. That's one thing, and then as you keep practicing that, you can then start aiming for the back of the right wrist, and then gradually you'll start to get the mobility and the strength in the hip flexor to step forward. Another way that could be handy, I should have set this up, is to work with blocks. So there will be, I think, I haven't filmed it yet, but I think there will be an advent calendar day on using props and where and when you can use them. They don't need to be yoga bricks. They can be books or anything that you can rest your hands on to give you a bit more extra height. Make sure they're not slippery though, make sure they're the same height. So take your hands onto blocks, push the floor away, come into your down dog, lift the leg, bring the knee forwards, and you might find the foot can land between the hands that way. Or you can do the same thing, work for the side, then the back of the wrist, and then in between the hands. So that's one option, another option I mean. Another way to practice this is to put an obstacle on your mat. So it can be anything, it can be 2 yoga blocks, it can simply be a strap. It doesn't have to be anything high, but it's nice if it is, because it really gives you that incentive to step over it. And sometimes I'll say like a basket of kittens or a really ornately decorated cake that you don't want to mess up. So put that, so start off quite far back. So when you're in down dog, it's sort of roughly under your thighs or knees. You can go as far back as you like if you're unsure. Let's try the left leg this time. So lift up your left leg and we're going to step up and over the obstacle. So again, there's the option to take the leg out to the side. That will give you more space. There's the option to step over, aim for your left wrist, and then there's also the option to come between the hands. So you might notice as you're doing this, you're taking more weight into your right hand. So that's another thing to add on. As you're coming forward, you want to be lifting the left arm away and almost imagine perhaps that you want to put the left foot where the hand is. So that's another nice way to practice that movement. So a few things to work on there. This obstacle is also very handy if you want to practice your jumping. So jumping over something, it really gives you that using of the core, using of the muscles behind the belly. So that's some things to work on. So taking the foot to the edge of the mat, taking the foot behind the wrist, Then working the foot in between the hands on each side, so you can do that while we're doing our sun salutations. You can work with blocks under your hands to get used to that feeling of the foot swinging forward, getting your hips used to that action. And then you can also practice lifting up and over, because that automatically gives you that feeling of having longer arms. There we go. Hope that was useful. See you soon. Bye.